I'm feeling helpless and stuck in life, and I want to talk about it. Can you listen? So, I wanted to record this video for a long time, and I've been feeling like this for a lot longer than that. But it's not that I didn't find the courage to do it, it was more like, oh, I don't want to talk about things because when you talk about things, it makes things real. Sometimes it just holds you a feeling because when it's a feeling, it's just a feeling. But when you say out loud, it becomes a problem. A problem doesn't necessarily have a solution. So maybe not a problem, just how life is. So talking a bit about myself, I am a 28 years old Brazilian man. I was born and raised in a favela, those super poor places full of violence and everything you can imagine that you see on the news. And I have always been a weird kid, that kid that doesn't necessarily fit a place or normal people, as I tend to say. And also, I was a little gay kid, and I'm still a little gay person. Growing up, it wasn't necessarily easy for me talking about family and the surroundings where I was raised and everything. It was really shitty, and I was a super depressed kid and teenager. But the sad thing, and the thing that I want to talk in this video, is that I wasn't depressed because of the bad things happening, but because I couldn't see anything that it was good in life that I actually wanted. When you see people being like, oh, I'm happy even without having anything, or when you see people having everything and being happy about it or enjoying things, it was always weird for me because I see everything that people like, that people want, that people love, that people, I don't know, treasure. And it always felt not enough for me, meaning that I had to deal with so much shit that it always felt like, oh, it doesn't matter. Even if I get the best the life can offer, it won't be enough to cover up the whole shitty things that happened. It wouldn't erase everything that happened. The worst things would be still worse than the best thing that I could get. And that was most of my childhood being like, and I was raised a Christian, so I had this deal with God, and it was like, oh, if I can make someone better, a better person, can you just please kill me? And it was kind of my thing as a child. And when I become a teenager, I realized that maybe I'm going to continue living in that life. So maybe I can fight to get good things or things that I would want that not necessarily I want people like, but at least things that would make me feel good in some moments. And I swifted that mentality of, oh, there's nothing that can be good enough to replace or to make the bad things disappear from my mind, from my memory. And it swifted to, oh, it was all horrible, but at least I will get these things that will make life easier. And I think that's the same for most people, I guess. I started working when I was a kid, but I started working full time and more working 16 hours a day when I was 13 years old, and I didn't stop. And I got into this moment where at the same time that I wanted to fight to at least get something good or get this experience that would be all shitty, but at least I got this. But that's the moment that I actually entered the place of not feeling. I shut down completely all the feelings I could feel. I couldn't feel anything. It just, oh, you need to work and you need to work and don't think, don't feel, don't let it out. It was a rule for most of my life, and it changed when I was probably around 16, 17, and probably the moment that I first fell in love. And it was something big for me. It was a big feeling that I've never felt. Oh, this is actually exciting, not just, oh, this is something that I will get. That's actually exciting. I'm actually excited about this. And that was the moment that I opened up myself and started dreaming a bit. I have always been a dreamer in a sense of the child that dreams with amazing fantasy places that are not part of reality. But that was the moment that I was, oh, maybe there are some things in reality that I actually want. And I started fighting for those and fail and not getting anything I wanted, everything I've ever really wanted. Went wrong in so many different ways. Sometimes it's laughable because it feels like I'm stuck in a loop of running and running and climbing and trying to escape a place and trying to escape a reality that really hurts me just to wake up the next day super tired and at the same place. And that's how I feel right now. Throughout the years, there was always that glimpse of hope, the tiny moments where things just get a little bit easier for 1 second just to get to really worse after it. And I'm saying this knowing that I have a better life than a lot of people, especially when I look at my neighborhood. I look at kids holding guns and selling drugs, little kids, and I know I'm so much better than them. At the same time, I feel stuck in a horrible place. I know that there are places that are more horrible than the place that I am in life, situational speaking. Since I was 16, I made this thing in my mind of getting out of this place. Meaning that not necessarily I would find a good place to be or a place that I would fit, because again, I have always been that weird kid. And I tried every possible way there is, and none worked. My situation got better, meaning that I made the place where I'm at better, but it's still in a horrible place in the same situation that I was in 1998. And at the same time, I found things that I liked. For example, this YouTube channel. I love recording videos. I love talking. I love being crazy and just having a green hair that I don't have right now because life. And just being weird because I found out that, oh, maybe I don't like many things in life, but I like me, the weird me. That thing I like. And that's the only thing I still fight to don't change, because sometimes it feels like life would be so much easier if I wasn't me. But at the same time, I wouldn't risk losing the only thing that I actually like, that it's being myself. And talking about the things that I found that I like this YouTube channel, it's just the same thing repeating. It's just, oh, you're going to get, let's just say, a video a little bit better. YouTube, it's going to show this to a little bit more people. And then all my hope will light up and I'll feel like, oh, maybe this can happen. Maybe this can grow. Maybe this can be the way out that I wasn't imagining, but at the same time hoping for. And then I put all my energy in that. I don't sleep. I make scripts and I try. I overdo. And I enjoy doing that because that's something that I like. At the same time, it's something that can get me out of this place. And then all goes down and goes to the same again. There's this glimpse of opportunity that when I try to reach, it just goes away. And I use this YouTube channel as an example, but I can say that that's for everything in my life. Jobs I got, things that I studied, mainly because I like them, but they were a way out for a lot of people, and that's the thing that makes me feel some horrible feelings, I can say that, about other people. When I fight for something and I'm the best at it, and I find someone that is struggling in life, and I say, oh, there's that I'm trying, let me help you with this, and you can try too. And then when that person do the same that I did, not exactly the best that I could do, but they do that in their own way and they just get it. And I feel that horrible feeling of, why is this person getting it? That person didn't even wanted that. And that feeling of, maybe it's me, maybe I'm the one that can get the few things that I actually want. And it's weird because every time I build a new dream in my life or a new inspiration or a new thing that can get me out of there and all fails, I started just being like, it failed again. But that's alright, let's continue with life. That's how I got sick, by the way. I literally got hormonally sick because I was dealing with problems without caring about them, and my body was like, oh, let's get sick because of that. So I get sick if I stress out, and if I don't, I get sick too because my brain hates me. And even failing one thing at another, I mentioned that I was always the weird kid, but I've always been the smart kid too. I was that kid that didn't stud but always get the A plus in everything just because my brain is fast. And I was the kid that when I was 12 years old, I learned English by myself. I was the kid that was studying Latin when he was 9 for no reason, just because I liked it. I am the kid that can, I was and I am the person that can sit in any table and people will like me because I found a easy way to adapt by masking who I am. Was a way of surviving, but it became almost like a thing that my brain just do. But with all of that, I can't get out of the place that I've always hated to be. And literally talking about the place physically, every day I know it's midnight because the criminals are shooting to the air. Every day midnight, that's when the drugs arrive. Or when I go to the gym and I need to get through a lot of kids with guns pointing guns at me, and I just need to breathe and ignore everything. And when I get almost at the gym, I have to see a lot of police pointing guns at me too. And I go home and I pretend that nothing happened, but that stressed me out. That makes me crazy. At the same time, sometimes, some days I can't sleep because it's so noisy. Because I have to listen to the loud noises, the loudest songs. And it's always some horrible sexual songs about young girls. And it's 3 a.m. and you're listening to someone singing out loud about girls. You can imagine, and they call it culture, and you can complain. And you can call the police because the police is afraid to get inside your neighborhood. And when they do it, they just arrive shooting at people because they have 5 seconds before the actual people that control this place decides to get them or realize that they are there. So, what was the point of this video? I don't know. I just feel helpless because I know that nothing I do will change where I am because I've tried everything. But even when I think about the things that I can still try, it's those things that only happens for 0.000% of the people. And I know if they goes wrong, my situation will only get worse. So now I am in a point of life where I don't know, I don't want to dream, I don't want to desire, I don't even want to feel anymore. I don't know, I just wanted to, I'm looking for another job. I just want to find any job, just go to work and have enough money to eat because that's the best I feel that I will get. That was this video, and probably nobody will see it. Probably YouTube won't even deliver it to anyone. But at least I had to talk. So that's it. Goodbye.